Hey Peace Warriors, it's Sallyann from Heaven's Light Wellness, and this month we're going to talk about connecting. Now there are lots of ways of connecting with others and yourself, but we're going to focus on just 5 of them. 1 is being mindful, 2 is connecting to nature, 3 is letting go of expectations of others, 4 is coming and doing service for others and yourself, and then 5 is seeking out a professional so you can live your best life. So all 5 of these things together will help you connect in a way that will bring you joy. And that is the ultimate goal, isn't it? Okay, so 1, let's talk about mindfulness. Now, there are lots of ways to be mindful. There's probably 10,000 websites out there about being mindful. But really, it's about, I'm going to say, breathing. Take a deep breath. Say to yourself, this is where I am right now. I'm being present right now. Now, we practice mindfulness in journaling and when we do yoga and when we go into meditation. I'm kind of talking about the mindfulness that we experience every day, or that we could experience every day. My friend loves to say, read the room, right? Which is part of being mindful. So when we were kids, we were taught, mind the time. Don't be late for an appointment, right? Mind your manners. Watch your physicality. Mind your words. Don't say anything nasty to somebody. But I really want to talk about, well, those things are important and socially acceptable. I really want to talk about how you can be mindful at the moment. And really, that is just taking a deep breath. Just 10 seconds. You don't have to focus on the whole day or a really big situation, but if you can focus on what's happening for you at that moment and be present, put your phone down, look somebody in the eye, listen to what they're saying, really hear them. Not the chatter that you have going on, and we'll talk about that, about letting go of expectations later, but about being mindful to what's happening in front of you at that moment. I have to tell you, when I got married many years ago, my maid of honor, her one job, it was to stop me 5 times that day and say, okay, Sallyann, breathe, look around, see what's happening right at this moment. And you know, those visual little snapshots that she reminded me to do still stay with me. They are my most vivid memories of a whirlwind day. So if you are having a special event, you're hosting a special event, or you have a bride or a groom in your life, or there's another event that you want to remember, ask somebody to remind you to be mindful of what's happening so you can connect to that event, you can connect to that memory, and always have it implanted in yourself. It's something very special and literally takes moments to breathe. Number two is about enjoying nature. Mother Earth has given us this beautiful space for us to be. And there's lots of ways to enjoy nature. I bet you can sit down and think to yourself, gosh, what makes me happy when I'm outside? I am a beach girl. You guys know that I love the ocean, the water, anything with water and ions coming off that water makes me happy. Oh my gosh. My favorite sea creature is a seahorse, just so you know. Dolphins come in a good second. But connecting with nature in a way that makes you happy or makes you feel fulfilled is something that you need to do. You need to do it for your soul. Now look, I can't live at the beach every day, though that's a good goal for me. And there are some people that love trees, love the forest, love the smell of the moss and the wet soil, and the feel of the air always feels crisp even in the summer. Like the trees are a fabulous place. You know, in the Ponderosa Forest, which here in Arizona, if you can smell a tree, one smells like strawberries and the other one smells like vanilla. I'm not making it up. It's true. It works. And the ponderosa forest, I think, is one of the largest in the country. So go smell a tree if that's what makes you happy. I live in the desert, so 110 degrees makes lots of people happy. We have the most gorgeous sunsets. That's joy. That's connecting with nature. That brings joy to our lives. So really go out and see where you can feel nature. Even if you're coming from the car to the grocery store, take a breath, feel the wind, smell the air, listen to the birds if that's what you see. Also, you know, hey, if you don't get a chance to go out, because sometimes horrible winters, they keep us in, enjoy those snowflakes. The desert is really warm. My daughter actually put a little bird feeder outside the window, so we're able to enjoy nature from the inside. We're connecting with nature through the bird seed feeder, through looking out the window and watching the branches move in the wind. Anything that connects to you, even if it's using grass green crayons and pencils in your adult coloring book or sunflower yellow, that's another way that you can connect with nature, both inside or outside. So utilize nature to bring you peace, to make you feel grounded. You know, there's something else actually. A long time ago, I started practicing yoga, probably like 20 years ago. I'm not fabulous at it, but it works for me. It keeps me grounded. I went to a retreat recently and there was beginning yoga. I said, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go. I wanna learn something else. I've been with the same couple of yogi people for a long time. And guess what was one of the first things they taught me? Mountain pose. Nature, connecting with nature. It actually has such an amazing grounding opportunity for anyone. And it's super easy to do. Super easy to do. Shall I tell you? 2 seconds, okay. Super easy. I just want you to stand really tall, feet width distance apart. And then what you're going to do, you're going to put your shoulders back so your hands kind of fall at your sides, palms up. And then you're going to feel pressure points of every little toe into the mat, into the ground, into the carpet that you're standing on, into the grass. And the balls of your feet, the heels of your feet, your knees are a little bent. And as you sit into that pose and feel the connection of every single toe, the balls of your feet and your heels of your foot into that ground, you're going to breathe deep and you're going to envision being connected to the earth. That is an awesome way to connect to nature. Do that for yourself. If you ever worked with me in the corporate world, you probably saw me running around without my shoes in the grass. There was this little patch at work, but when I was really feeling stressed, I'd run outside, kick off my shoes, walk around the grass for a few minutes, breathe, put back on my shoes, and head back into that office. So find your nature, find your point, find that happy so you can connect and have your best life, okay? So now the third one is probably harder, sounds harder than it really is. And it takes some practice, but all things take practice, right? So if our goal is to connect and our goal is to have our best life possible, releasing expectation of others is really kind of pivotal. I had a friend that told me that expectations are the preconceived notions of resentments that will happen to us. I think she said it much more eloquently than I did, but the point is that when we have expectations of others, we have an emotion tied to them. So we think that they're going to help us feel a certain way. They may help us feel bitter, or they may help us feel happy, but we expect them to do that for us. And now what if your happy, sunshiny girl that you meet is really kind of having a low day? She's not meeting your expectation. And so then you have resentment because she's not doing what you think she should do for you. Well, it doesn't affect her, it affects you. And then you're low. that doesn't help you live your best life. If you can go through life and meet people as if it's the first time you met them and not have an expectation that they're going to make you happy, sad, mad, glad, but that you're going to accept them for who they are at that moment, it's wildly freeing. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but it is wildly freeing. You get to be present and be mindful and to experience the moment as it is supposed to be. Now, you know I'm not telling you not to manifest that you want something fabulous to happen. But when we manifest for ourselves, right? When we release expectations of others, we're also doing that for ourselves. So it still works. It still can make you happy, relieved, relieves the anxiety. How many of us go into a meeting, we're so anxious because our boss or, the guy next door to us is going to be XYZ. If you go in knowing that you're there to do your job and you're doing the best that you possibly can, that's a whole different way to walk into a meeting or walk into a setting, right? You're secure, even if you're not secure. You know that you cannot affect that other person. And I know we've all heard it, you can only affect ourselves. So take in who we are, who you are at any given time, and have your own expectations for yourself. Being happy, coping, stress-free, knowledgeable, strong, all those fabulous expectations of yourself, and release those of the people that are around you. Because really, they're not the ones that are going to make you happy. Only you can make yourself happy. Not the easiest thing, but it takes practice, right? And that's what life is. Life is practice and enjoying and playing the game and learning every single moment. All right, so we got that. So now number 4 is, what is my favorite? Number 4 is service to others. Now, do I want to encourage you to go out and volunteer for something that you love to do? You love animals, go volunteer. You love the theater, go volunteer in a theater. Whatever, you love children, go hug babies in a hospital and be safe. There are lots of ways to service others. But what I'm really talking about, because I think a lot of us might say, oh, there's a pandemic, or I don't have time, and I have 5 kids, or 2 kids, or 1 child, and a full-time job, and a life. So maybe it feels like service is too much of a commitment. So what about holding the door open for the person behind you? That's giving service. You can write a note, actually take a pen and a piece of paper and write a note. It doesn't have to be 20 lines long. It could just be, hey, I'm thinking about you, and I just want you to know that I love you, and I love being in your life, or I love you being in my life. That's all it takes. Stick it in a locker, put it in someone's lunchbox, buy their toothbrush, on their desk. You can even mail it. It's my daughter's favorite thing is to get mail. Her favorite thing. I have to tell you, I kind of love to get mail too. Not the bills or the trash, but when someone actually thinks about you and sends that to you, that's super special. That's like giving service. Now, maybe you don't have a stamp or you don't want to go. There's this fabulous thing that is attached to everybody's hands called a phone. You can leave them a message. You can send them a text. Now, I love to send texts, but I also send texts so this way I don't expect anything back. I am literally just calling them little love notes that I like to send out to people to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I'm sending you a virtual hug. That's all it has to be. And that is service to others. That is the way to connect to people that are your friends, are your loved ones, are the strangers in the city that are next to you, that are walking into the grocery store with you. Smiling at someone is huge. It is a connection. And all of those connections are a way to feed yourself. I'm not telling you to be selfish, but what I am telling you is that giving is a gift. Giving of yourself is a gift to the rest of society, to your community, to your family, and being the best self really helps others get permission to be their best selves. It's that way to connect. So I am encouraging you to go out, smile at a stranger, tell somebody Happy Tuesday if you think they need it. Read the room, all right? And that would be a fabulous way of connecting. So, and I think that gives us to number 5. So our 5th way to really connect and have your best life possible, seek someone out. I'm gonna call them a professional, right? Yes, best friends are professionals for your life. They know all your secrets, they know all your joys, but sometimes you need a professional, right? Maybe you need to give yourself a manicure, but you're gonna go to a professional and get the best pedicure. You need to find a professional to give yourself this wonderful life. I will tell you that you have to make sure you connect with them. Now, I do connect, and I help people connect to their guardian angels. Yes, you have guardian angels. Every single one of us were born with guardian angels, and they help you get through life. They are 100% team you. They are not trying to flub you up. They are not trying to give you difficulties. They want to help you lead, fulfill your destiny, and get to this amazing life. Because guess what? You have permission. You have permission to have a beautiful life. You really do. So connecting to those guardian angels can help you get the answers you might need for questions that have happened in the past, in the present, yes, even in the future. I don't have lottery numbers though. I wish I did. That's not what it works. That's not how it works. But it's the most likely thing that will happen in the future. So you can take their advice. You have free will. God gives us free will. So you get to decide if that's what you want to do. But understanding circumstances or how people see things. Look, we could be talking about your spouse, your parent, your children, the people at work, all of those components that make a fabulous life. We can talk to your guardian angels about. We can connect you to the answers that you need to have your best life. Now don't worry, they're not going to tell you anything you can't handle. That wouldn't give you your best life, right? They're only going to help you understand and see the things that you need to see today. So this way you can work through today. Actually, I got a text, and a woman had come in for a reading a year ago, and so she wanted a follow-up just to tell me that something I told her a year ago has come to fruition and has stepped into her life and has made her very happy. So these things that we can understand help us play the game of life, help us understand how to connect to ourselves, to our higher power, to the people around us in a pure and loving way. So that's a lot of information. It is all about connecting. Feel free to, rewind, find the parts that really resonate with you, and know that I'm here for you. I am here when you need me, and would be honored to work with you, talk with you. I'm even honoring that you're listening to this right now. So have a fabulous day, and remember, you are loved. Bye, guys.